First projects that came up, interestingly, at that stage were the commencement of purchases of the big houses in London. Particularly I'm referring to the Home and St John's Lodge in Regent's Park. Both of the buildings were badly built originally in 1815, had been in private residence use for over 100 years, but then had become academic use and become deteriorated and in need of renovation. And the Crown disposed of those with very strict regulations. So it became a very expensive and time-consuming project to rebuild them to palace standard, and the investment was immense. And there was no precedent at that time for anticipating you could recover your money. It was a vision and a venture. And very fortunate, the first of those houses in 1992 to dispose of that to a very wealthy individual at an appreciable project, and a few years later once again with St John's Lodge, and that heralded a number of houses in Mayfair and subsequently in Paris that were using the model to buy a building that had fallen into disrepair, had historic background, had the potential to refurbish to the highest standard. To give you an example, St John's Lodge, the Crown came specifically to Mr Al-Hassawi and to the group to ask us to renovate that. We had been very successful with the Home, and they had progressed some way with another party with St John's Lodge, and it had been very unsuccessful. He was not willing to obey the strict rules of renovation and restoration and care for the building, and so they came to us to see if we were interested, and it was because of the very good track record for obeying the various rules and so forth. And St John's Lodge was progressed on that basis. In fact, because of those starts from Mr. Other developers got the same idea and came into the market.